Hello, my name is Mike Dunn and I live in Harrison, Maine, and I am driving a 2016 Volkswagen e-Golf. I'd like to take you on a ride. So here we are in a 2016 e-Golf, and we're going to take a little test drive here. Pretty noisy, so I might roll the windows up. So this vehicle is pretty old technology by today's standards, and its rated range is 83 miles on a full charge, and that varies considerably. If you are in the wintertime and it's 10 degrees out and it's slushy roads and you're running the heat pretty hard, you might only get 50 miles of range on one charge. In the summertime, beautiful weather, 60, 70 degrees, you're not running heat or air conditioning, you might get 110 miles of range, and if you drive it very carefully. So that's very variable. But it's got a lot of good low-end torque, like all electric vehicles. And it's quiet, which is very nice. And the software on it is pretty good. It's kind of a funny thing to say about a car, but they do have computers and there's lots of software. So it allows you to charge the car on a schedule so that you can take advantage of low rates, electricity rates, if that's your issue in your area. So we usually keep ours set to be fully charged at 6:45 in the morning and heated to the correct temperature on the grid, and then we're ready to take off and go at 6:45 or 7 o'clock. And the heating system uses a lot of energy. It has a regular defroster, just like most cars, a regular electric rear window defogger, just like in most cars. One thing that I think is pretty fun is that the outside rear view mirrors are electrically operated and have defoggers on them, so that's really nice to not have to scrape those. And of course it has a backup camera. The backup camera is sort of fun. I have begun to rely on it very, very heavily over the years, and it's to the point now where I hop onto my tractor and put it in reverse, and I'm looking all over the dashboard for the rear view camera, and finally I realized that it's not there. And so I've been asked to accelerate here after this turn to see if I can get it up to 40 miles an hour pretty quickly. And so let's see what it'll do. A few seconds. It's not a speed demon, but it's nicer than my other cars that I've ever driven. I've been asked to talk about maintenance. there is so very little maintenance on an electric vehicle. So they just get down to the silly things like wash the windshield and change the tires every 30, 40, 50,000 miles. Put a coat of wax on it every year or two in my case, vacuum it. There's just really not much to be done to it. I am also scheduling the battery to be charged to only 90% of its capacity, which is 24.2 kilowatt hours. And I'm doing that because I can make the battery last longer, many more years, than if it's charged fully to 100% every time. And I also charge at a slower rate, which I think helps, instead of the full maximum 35 amps or so. So one thing I really don't like about this, aside from the short range, because it would be nice to drive to Portland and back in the wintertime, as it is, it's a summer-only thing for us if we don't want to charge. But the other con is, and it's pretty minor, is that it doesn't have LED headlights. Why anyone would build an electric vehicle without LED headlights is beyond me, but I guess that's what comes with the territory of a 2016 vehicle. Overall, I have loved it, and my wife and I fight over who gets to drive it. Guess who wins? She does. It's been a pleasure. Hope you've enjoyed it.